What's going on, y'all? This is another episode from the Lanyard Legends podcast. I'm your host, Jared, aka the Lanyard, taking you what you need in news and interviews. And today on the show, we have Natina Michelle. She is the founder and owner of can I talk again? I'm sorry. Stamp That Mobile. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for being on. So just to let everybody know, I met her through a Facebook group, through a good friend that created, my boy Isaiah Mosley created Black in IT, a Facebook group. And I met this young lady through there. We started networking, having some conversation. She even created another Facebook group geared toward AWS Cloud Basics. Actually, that's the name of it. And she made me the admin, and we've been, conversing ever since. And so I had to make sure to try my hardest to get it on the show. It's been a little hassle. It's been in a couple of months in the working, but she's finally here. So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Really, I'm really camera shy for real. I'm really not a camera person. I'm more behind the scenes. But like you said, my name is Natina, and I am the owner of Stamp That Mobile. I guess just a little bit about myself. My background consists of graphic design, visual communications, personnel security, print production, and just recently IT for the last 5 years. So I've been doing that for some time. And now I'm just now getting more geared to the cloud and learning that and just going from there, really. That's it. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I hear you now.
There we go. Having some technical difficulties over here. All right. So, just everybody, please remember, follow, share, like us, follow us, all our platforms. So, to our next question. So, what made you start your business, Stamp That Mobile?
I'm in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and a lot of
DMV?
the DMV. A lot of the small businesses there, they don't have a loyalty program in place, or if they did have one, it would be like a paper punch card. So, and with the paper punch cards, you lose them. So I decided that I wanted to come up with a solution that will help out entrepreneurs and small businesses and give them the opportunity to be able to reward their customers as well, just like the major companies like Starbucks, 7-Eleven, places like that. So that's what made me want to come up with Stamp That Mobile, just to help out small businesses and entrepreneurs.
Okay. You can tell people a little bit what this Stamp That Mobile website offer.
Okay, well, we have a lot of different services.
We got time to go through all of them.
But the main one is our loyalty program, which I was just explaining, where we create mobile punch cards for small businesses, and then we also have a free website editor where you can go online and build a website for free using our URL, or you can connect your own domain as well. It's sort of, I wouldn't say it is like Wix. It's sort of like Wix because Wix has an editor program, but they're better, of course, but they've had so many years to develop their platform. Stamp That Mobile, we've only been in business for 2 years, so I still consider us as a startup. So we're still growing and developing our platform. We also provide email services. So I would say we do software as a service, SaaS. We provide email services. We have VPN services, and we also provide domains as well and hosting.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So y'all one-stop technical shop for businesses who are trying to get an online presence.
exactly. It's basically, I guess you can call it branding or online marketing, I guess.
Okay. So what's your technology background? Can you let my listeners know about your podcast, since you're a fellow podcaster as well?
Yes. Well, for my podcast, it's called Cloud Sesh, cloudseshapp.com. You can go there and listen to the podcast. But my podcast was really inspired around being a newbie in cloud, learning AWS. That's what I'm currently learning right now. And what I wanted to do, my goal was to create a space for newbies to learn the basics, like the basic fundamentals of AWS cloud or just the cloud in general, and as well as those who are interested in the cloud but don't, really know where to go to get started. I created that podcast for that purpose.
Okay. Yeah, and people don't know that and cloud is like one of the biggest things in technology right now. Cloud
It
security. That's the big two disciplines. And I'm a assistant professor at a college, community college, and I teach cloud technology as well. So I have my students go to your YouTube channel and look at your
Oh, that's
videos, and also
dope.
listen to your podcast. So because I teach intro to cloud computing, so them learning and the way you teach is very informative. So I make them do some labs using your channels, your YouTube
Well,
channel.
that's good to know. And that's really inspiring for me to just keep on pushing and developing the show and I don't know, just growing it for those type of people.
Okay.
Because it's really not easy doing that podcast, but it's when people email me and say, "Hey, you're doing a great job," da 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 da, it inspires me to keep going. So that's good.
Okay. So let's get back to Stamp That Mobile. So what besides you being a startup, what what would be your day to day basic operations? Like, what do you do? You're one person army. You have part time assistants, virtual assistants, something like that.
No, man, I can't afford them yet. Right now, right now, I do every single thing. I do everything on my own. I do all of the graphic design. I build the websites. I have to post the ads on Instagram, Facebook. So it's a lot. Right now, it's just me, but I'm hoping to, eventually grow and add maybe one or two additional people. Because the way I definitely would need someone who may have some design skills that would really help. Um, and then just go from there. But right now, I'm just doing everything on my own.
Okay. So somebody who's who's just like you, how would you, since you've been in the industry for so long, how would you recommend them to even get their foot in the door, either as being an entrepreneur, starting their own business, or working for another company as an employee? How would you? We know that start from the employee. So if somebody was trying to get an IT organization, what do you recommend them to do?
Well, first, I would recommend probably know what field you want to go in within IT because it's different ones to choose from. That's what I didn't really know when I first got in. But there's cybersecurity, cloud, networking. It's so many different aspects within IT. So I would say just know kind of what you're interested in and then go from there. With me personally, I've done everything from like help desk to information assurance, monitoring, auditing. So I got kind of like a verse background, and throughout all of that, um, what I like the most is probably just doing the monitoring,
Okay.
monitoring the network. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what would you tell somebody who wanted to start their own similar technology company like yourself? Like, since you're a one-stop shop, so you have offer VPN, website design, app development. What would you tell somebody who wants to start their own company?
What I would say is it's not easy, but if you have the desire to want to work for yourself and build something for yourself, starting your own company in IT is the way to go. It could be slow at times, but you keep on pushing with it. But I would say maybe find a good mentor to get started with that already has a business and just go from there.
Okay. That's good stuff right there. So, since you've been in IT for so long, what to you, what are some do's and don'ts? Let's start off with the don'ts.
Um, I would say with the don'ts, I don't really know. I don't really have any because I mean, I kind of operate different, but I probably would say don't. Like if you do Let's say if you do government contracting, because I know government contracting is big here in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area.
Mm.
So I would say make sure you give a 2 weeks notice when you want to leave, because for some reason, these they get upset when you only give them a week notice or whatever. But if they fire you, they only give you 1 day. So I'm like, I mean, come on, give me 2 weeks before you fire me. But I mean, I would say, just give a 2 weeks notice. I would say, don't take on too much. I guess studying as far as
Mm.
like too many certs at one time, because you can burn yourself out with that.
Okay. Or what about
Yeah.
some dues? Something you
Okay.
should.
With the dues, I would say, if you are not in IT and you do desire to get into IT, I would say just go ahead and start with self studying. Um, and probably start with a basic certification like Security Plus. I know here in the DMV, that's the basic baseline certification to even get onto networks. Um, so I would say take a cert, do self studying, and go at your own pace.
Okay. Yeah,
And
and
I would
that's
say, and do a lot of hands on labs as well. I
okay.
would say do that. Yeah.
Okay. And that Security Plus certification you're talking about is a Comptia Security Plus.
Oh,
That's
yes.
like
CompTIA.
that is the baseline certification you need to put your hands on keyboards. If you don't have a
Yeah.
certification as a contractor, they will not hire you. But
Yeah.
if you get hired on the
And
government, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. And I said, and if you would get hired on as a government, they give you 3 to 6 months to get that certification. If you don't get it, they have to let you go.
Sometimes they'll tell you 3 to 6 months, and you get in there, and you got 30 days. So
Yeah, as a
for
contractor,
real,
yeah, as a contractor, yeah.
but I did hear that the Security Plus, I believe, is still the 501. I heard that's pretty challenging, and they have like more cloud stuff in that Security Plus cert. So
Yeah,
yeah,
most definitely.
a lot.
Yeah. That's why I always people who don't have IT certification, just to let you know, if you do have a IT certification, you do these things called CEs, which is a continuing education hours that you have to maintain, that you have to get every year. If you maintain it, those CE units every year, you don't have to take another test. So your Security Plus or your web certification has stays active as long as you keep getting continuing education units, like going attending like an IT seminar or even teaching a class or you getting a higher certification that also keeps renewing your certification. So this lets you know if you want to get into IT, you always have to study and improve yourself. That's why Natina actually just got a AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. Big ups to her for that one. So
I also have my solutions architect associates as well.
oh really? Oh, you got that? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Right. You got it a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, congratulations on that. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's another big cert in cloud, especially in IT. That's huge right there. All right. So let's get back to Stamp That Mobile. So with Stamp That Mobile, how do you get clients? Like how do you once somebody reaches out to you or you reach out to them, what is the first step? Let's say if they want to develop one of the loyalty apps. What's the steps in that?
Well, first, I would recommend them to request a free demo. That way, we'll throw together a quick demo of how their app would look. And then also, when you send us a request for the demo, we get your business information via email, and we'll respond via email, may ask you, some questions about your social media, because we'll just pull information off your website, social media handles, if you have them. If you don't have any of that, we probably would just show you a demonstration of other businesses that have signed up with our platform. But we would necessarily communicate via email, and you could just visit the website app.stampthatmobile.com and sign up for a free demo.
Okay. And once they get that free demo, then they like it, then y'all just move on to the next step.
Yeah, so once they get their free demo, you get 30 days to use the demo for your business. And with your demo, you also get access to your dashboard, which is your back office, where you can completely customize your loyalty program with different stamp cards, different mobile deals. We also have automated texting messages where you can send out. Let's just say you have an event or you need to promote some services or products that you have, you can automatically send out text messages to all your registered users. You can also integrate your email campaigns as well there. It's a lot of great features. You can create a birthday club, um, and the system really just allows you to gain new customers and retain the ones that you currently have.
All right. So, what type of technology or software that you use to maintain and run your business?
Well, that is a proprietary software that we're using, so I can't really give out the information,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay. No problem. That's what's up. You got to sign that non-disclosure agreement before we get talk
Yeah,
about
exactly. You got to sign the NDA. Exactly.
NDA.
In IT, you sign NDAs all the time, especially before you get on any contract. You sign an NDA, so that's the same way I operate my business as well.
All right. So since you're maintaining, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's hosted on Google. It's hosted on the Google platform, on the Google Cloud platform. Though I can tell
Okay.
you that much.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. All right. So do you plan on getting any Google certifications anytime soon?
I do, but that's going to probably be down the line. I think the
Okay.
next one will probably be Azure.
Azure. Okay. Yeah. That's Microsoft cloud and services. If anybody unfamiliar with that. That's the big
Yeah.
three is Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, then Google Cloud. That's the big three cloud providers in the market right now. All right.
Yep.
So since you're running your own business, and you pretty much do everything on your own. Excuse me. So how is your work-life balance?
I mean, honestly, since it's COVID, I mean, it's really. I mean, I go out sometimes, but I still don't go out as much as I probably would if it wasn't COVID. Um, but for the most part, I'm always working. I'm pretty much working. Always posting an ad, trying to create an ad, trying to figure out how I can get more customers. So I would say my work life is kind of very busy. My private life is, yeah, it's okay.
I got you. You gotta get his paper.
Right,
I get
exactly.
okay. So since you talk about going to get customers, so what are some creative ways do you create your ads to engage new clients and customers?
I mean, for the most part, I'll use Instagram,
Mm,
and sometimes I'll pay and sponsor the ads, um, and as well as Facebook ads as well. Probably do like a few videos. I'm really still trying to. I really want to get more into more of the word of mouth because I feel like that still works today, and probably maybe networking, but networking is so kind of hard to do now because everybody's online now. Like nobody's, like we said before COVID, nobody's really going out and doing networking events anymore. So just mainly social media.
okay. All right. Cool. All right. And so then when you do your sponsors, do you go back and look at the analytics and look at the impressions and all the other information, like all the activity?
For my business itself or within the loyalty app.
Either. Well, actually, I was talking about social media.
Oh yeah, I always in my Instagram I do go and look at the analytics to see, when is the best time to post, what flyers were, had the most impressions. I
Okay.
was just checking my Facebook the other day, and one of the flyers, like the organic audience reached like 518 people. So
Okay.
I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out like how did it reach that many? What was so different about this ad? And I really don't know.
Okay. And yeah, I know. I'm getting used to doing that as well. So, in your opinion, when do you think is the best time to post an ad? Like what time?
Time of day, probably mostly in the evening, because I
Okay.
feel like that's when a lot of people are off work. They have more time to sit around and relax, and probably maybe during lunchtime as well. Probably around that time because most people are taking their lunch break, and they're scrolling on social media during their lunch break.
I agree about that. Okay. So I always like to ask people this question. It's one of my favorite questions. What is the worst thing you've done with your business or mistake, and how did you come back from it?
Honestly, I had decided that I wasn't going to do Stamp That Mobile last year. Um,
Okay.
I just felt like, yeah, because I just felt like it was a lot of work to do. So I just was like, I kind of threw it on the back burner. Um, and I kind of wish I would have kept building it. I didn't start back building it until I believe April because of the whole COVID thing. So I'm like, oh, and plus I had lost my job as well. So it was like, you need to really work on your business because you can't
Mm.
really depend on a job. So that was my mistake, letting it go and then just bringing it back. If I probably would have kept going with it, I probably would have had more momentum, you know.
Okay. All right. All right. So you took your worst decision and made it to positivity. That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah. During this time, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So well, my next question gonna be: so, what do you think was your best moment during the stamp that mobile?
I think probably the best moment was probably when we added the website editor,
Okay.
um, which we just added that this year. So I thought that was pretty cool. It just, for people who are not, who don't have a lot of design skills and they just need to drop some information and a few photos. I thought it was a pretty good idea.
Okay. That's what's up. All right. So, have you ever had any issues with customers, clients that you being a woman of color or anything like that? Have you have any issues like once they realize who you are? Have they like shied away or said don't answer the phone, don't call you back?
No,
No.
not yet. No,
Okay. Okay.
no.
All right. Not even in your when you working in the workforce.
Well, the workforce, I don't, I can't say that that it's been done like in my face, per
Mm,
se. As far as racial, but I can say, maybe as far as gender, because we know IT is mainly men in the IT field. And I know
mm.
most of the jobs that I've had, it's been mainly men there. And sometimes I feel like, men get first priority on things before women do
Okay.
in the
All right.
workplace. Yeah.
Yeah, because IT pretty much is really is a male dominant field, but there's a lot of women in IT. Since
It
I started,
is. It is.
yeah, since I've been in I started. Lord, I ain't gonna say when I started, but I got about 15 years in the game. 'Cause I just realized how long I've been in it. Lord, 15 years. So
Wow.
I see a lot more women in diverse community. When I first started, it was rarely any people of color. It was rarely any women, but now I see a lot more. All right.
Well, that's a
Um,
good thing. That's a good.
what'd you say?
I say that's a good thing.
Right. Okay. So so when you was coming up with Stamp That Mobile, why did you choose those type of services, especially going geared toward our people who don't really know that much about VPN, just starting to use website editor
I
programs.
know.
Um, like most people don't even know what web hosting is. Uh, so why did you
I know
decide?
it's true.
Yeah, like why did you decide to do that? Like why push that in our community?
I mean, because there's a need for it.
Okay.
we don't really have that many black businesses that do provide a website editor or a loyalty program for small businesses. I mean, because a lot of black businesses, I mean, you know, we can't really afford to go and have someone develop an app for us. Right out of pocket because that could be really expensive. So I found a way to make it affordable for businesses where they can afford, the same technology for affordable price. So that's why I really did that for black businesses because we really need a leg up, and I think being able to reward your customers it will just really help with the increase the revenue with the business.
Okay. And I could tell you, creating an app costs a lot of money. I've heard a lot of horror stories. Like I know
Mhm.
people, like other engineers I know who try to hire other people to do app development, and they spend like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And then it was using people in India, Pakistan, all out the country just to trying to be cheaper, but at the same time, they still lost more money trying to pay them instead of using
Right.
somebody who was in the state,
Exactly.
somebody, a person of color. Um, that's crazy.
Exactly.
So,
It is, man. Like,
what'd you say?
no, go ahead. I think we have a little delay going on.
Yeah, we do got a yeah, we got a little delay. I lost my train of thought about to ask you something. Oh, here's my question. So, since our community is not that much, well, I would say not that much, but starting to catch up in technology. What do you think are some ways that we can bridge technology into our community better?
I'm thinking, we probably can have maybe more, maybe more events geared towards getting our people more interested in to technology, even investing in technology as well, because I don't think that as a whole we see how powerful technology is and where it's going, and that it's not going away. Um,
Mm,
so I think if we can find a way to teach our people, about the great benefits of technology, we probably can get more people on board with it, and so they can see how important that it is. Because I
okay.
mean, if they don't if they don't catch up, if our people don't catch up with technology, we're gonna be left behind. You have your cryptocurrency,
Mhm.
you have things like that.
Don't forget about
Where
AI.
yeah, we have AI. You got Elon Musk doing all this great stuff. So we definitely need to get more engineers and stuff um,
Okay.
into IT.
So I get this question a lot from my students in class, and I always have to I always have to answer this every class, every semester. So they always asking me, so Professor Anderson, what do you think is better? Since I teach at community college, so most people they're getting their associate degree, and some they want to know, does it make sense to continue getting their bachelor degree, getting further in college education, or just focus on getting high level certifications? So I'll let you know what I answer, but I want to ask you first. What do you recommend if you was in this situation? Let's say you're about to get your associate degree. Would you continue getting your bachelor degree, or would you concentrate on getting on a high level certification, or would you do both?
I would say really, it just really depends on how fast you're trying to get where you're going. I mean, because I feel like a bachelor's is cool if that's something that you really want. But I feel like you can definitely get there without a bachelor's degree. I know for a fact here in the DMV area, you can get where you're going without a bachelor's degree. Um, but if I feel like if you're trying to get into higher level positions, maybe chief information officer or something like that, you might, want to go ahead and get that bachelor's degree. Because I
Okay.
know a lot of people that even go for master degrees as well in the IT field. But me personally, I'm thinking about going back to school for my bachelor's. So I would say it just really depends on how fast you're trying to get where you're going.
Okay. All right. That's a good answer. Um, Yeah, because in DMV, y'all have so much government contract, and like all you really need is a certification and a clean record, and you can
That's
get your foot
it.
in the door. Yeah, but see, where I live at in New Orleans, government contract it really ain't that big, and like the IT presence down here is very, I would say, small to medium size compared to most major cities. So it's like it's a mixture. Like I always tell them, my students, like it depends. Like you say, it depends on your path. Like after you get your associate degree, what do you want to do? I tell them straight up, like I always worked. I worked all through my college. I was working when I got my associate degree, my bachelor's degree, and my master's degree. I always worked. So I always tell them, just try how your hardest to get your foot in the door. Whatever gets you your foot in the door, or you can create your own business and create your own money. I always preach that, because I always give them exercises for them to create their own business, and they have to pitch to me like I'm a client, and why should I select you for my business. So I always give them the both worlds, being an employer and being an employee. So I say, just get the certification. Don't don't go to one of these private schools unless you have a scholarship, because you don't want to get in these big student loan debt. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, yeah, and that, if you can help it, minus the debt if you can help it.
Yeah, yeah, like if you have an opportunity to go to a public college that's cheaper and you can get the same level of education, go there. Like it don't make no sense to get between $100,000 and $200,000 worth of debt to get it. As soon as you get out of to get that bachelor's degree or master's degree, you're only making $60,000-$70,000, and it's gonna be
Yep.
hard to pay that debt off with the interest. So it really, make sure you make the right business decision, and always remember that you can always start college whenever. I know that's crazy hearing that from a
Yeah,
college professor, but
yeah,
hey,
you can start it whenever you want. That's exactly
right.
true.
I say you could work at a job and you could have them pay for you to go to school. That's another avenue.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. Or you can go to the military. Like there's several ways you can do it. I always try to make sure y'all don't get in too much college debt, because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
don't want those troubles.
No, you really don't. You really don't.
Right, exactly. You don't want those troubles. Okay. Um, so is there anything else on the horizon future for Stamp That Mobile that you want to take the organization?
I mean, it is some things that I would like to, develop in the future. So if there are any, developers, back end developers or front end developers, that are pretty good with building, I definitely want to upgrade the platform and add some other features to it. So if I can get some of those people, and if you can build that on AWS, that'll be perfect.
Yes. Like learning cloud technology right now, that is very huge, because they're in high demand for cloud engineers. Like there's not a lot of us, because I'm a cloud engineer as well. There's not a lot of us out there, I'm telling you. So they're paying high dollar if you got a
They
cloud.
really are. They are, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have my AWS cloud certifications, and I've been applying for mad jobs within the cloud field, and I've talked to a lot of people, and I don't know. Right now, they're like, oh, they ain't feeling me right now. They're like, oh, you need a little bit more experience, and I'm like, well, I have my hands on labs. I know these services. Now I just need for somebody to give me a chance so I can actually start, implementing everything that I learned in a real world experience. So we'll see. But I think teaching might be my route to go.
Yeah, I think you'd be a good teacher, because the way you present, you do your stuff on your podcast and YouTube channel is excellent. Like the way you do it. Maybe you should
Thank you.
do teaching. Like I told you, you need to teach a Udemy class, or I forgot that, or Teachable class or something like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. Because if I can just teach intro to cloud basics or something like that, I'll run with that because that's big.
Okay. All right. All right. So how can the people reach you? Can you give me your social media handles, your website, and all that good stuff?
Okay, so if you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Just type in Stamp That Mobile. Also, you can text. I'm going to give you guys a number to text. It's 703-546-9813. You can text info, and then we'll send you a link to our website, and then you can learn more information about our loyalty program and our free website editor.
All right, that's what's up. All right, y'all. I want to thank Natina for coming on the show. Thank you for your comments and your funny stories. All right, remember y'all. Remember y'all. Please follow us, like, share, repost this video. The whole point of our reason I created this, so we can get the information out. There are a lot of people of color that does different things, and we're gonna continue doing this show to push the movement better. All right. I want to say thank y'all for watching. Good night. And we out. Peace.
Peace. Thank you.